Hello everybody, this is Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in Minecraft. In this video, I'll be showing you how to build this guardian farm. It requires no ocean monument draining, which is quite a time saver, and that means that, well, you don't have to drain an ocean monument. So, the way it works is there are soul sand blocks down here, and in 1.13, not below that, they will produce bubble columns that push entities upwards. Get out of here. Those entities will then be funneled, well, the guardians are the entities. Those entities will then be funneled across the top of the water, into this channel, across the channel, and into that lava source, or 3 lava sources, and their drops will be collected there. This has only been running for 10 minutes, I would say, roughly that, and there are quite a few drops actually, so it's generally fairly efficient, which is pretty good. Oh, right, this command block, this does nothing, essentially. All it does is kill mobs that are not guardians, are not players, are not items, and are not squid, because squid cause a lot of lag when they die, and that's just to simulate caves being lit up. So, we want to start building it by placing a ring of anything around the entire monument. However, just for look's sake, I will be using glass. You can, though, just use sand. It'll be a lot easier for you to place because you'll just stand on this and then shift-click and place a bunch of sand that will drop. You also do have to be careful in this snapshot about those pesky seaweed plants, though, because they will block your building. So I will now, whoa, I get a lot of lag in this snapshot for some reason. Anyway, now I'll build this this entire thing around the monument. Now the next 2 steps, since we've got our ring around done, is to put a soul sand floor at the bottom of the monument, and then remove the monument itself. Now you can do these either way, it doesn't really matter. I've just done the soul sand part first because that's easier for me with the command quirks that come with 1.13. But now I have done that. I've replaced the floor entirely with soul sand, and we can from here just replace all the prismarine with water. Now you do want to make sure that that it is water, not flowing water, because if I understand correctly, the flowing water will interact oddly with bubble columns. The water will stop the bubble columns. So I am going to make sure that happens by simply replacing everything with water. This is a little bit more complicated for those of you doing this in survival, of course, but most things are. So you can see my my soul sand floor is working quite well. Everything is floating up to the top, and that's we're a pretty good ways of the way through this project now. What we need to do at this point is fill this area up with glass. Fill this top area up with glass. And what that will allow you to do is put in the water streams, because otherwise the water streams will not flow properly. They'll just flow 1 block out and then stop, and we can't have that. So with the water streams, you need to place basically a whole string of water, or a whole line of water, all the way across this far end, and try and make sure it's all completely filled, or, you know, the end there is completely filled, and then place some signs or fence gates or something of the sort just here. I'll once again be using commands because that's way quicker than doing it by hand. So once we get this finished, like that, And I think this is how it's done. Yeah, sure. So you now have you now have signs all the way across blocking the water from flowing back. And curiously enough, the way I have them placed right there, they don't actually update and fly off, which surprised me the first time. Okay, so you just want to repeat that pattern all the way down. So now we've got all the water covered, and what we need to do now is just to produce some sort of killing chamber, or funnel them from this end, or from this line into one spot so that they can be killed easily. Now, the killing chamber can be done in multiple different ways, but the funneling system is the same. So I'll do that one. So that's the one I'll be doing on camera. So now we take out one of the portions of these walls, just this this far one that you've funneled all the mobs towards. And if we find our previous command, error, there we go. We've almost got that. We still need to take this bit out right here, but we can do that right after after we've produced this end bit, because this way we won't have to deal with the water until we absolutely have to. So build this up a little bit and scooch the wall over to this this plane. I'll put this across and also put the other dimension, which is this, all the way across as well, and then we'll move on from there. So I've built up this wall. You can see that there is a gap between our previous wall, 1 block gap, and the one we just built, and it also drops below the height of that big platform of glass that we put in order to get the water streams done. It drops below that. And I have also removed the lip that was blocking these water streams. So now if we put some signs right here, this is just right above this blank space here. It will block the water streams, and we have this basically this channel that everything will get funneled into. So if we start over at this end and place some water and just keep doing this, then anything that falls into the stream will get funneled over to the one corner. So that's what you need to do. All right, almost there, and we have reached the corner. So once again, we're going to build some more glass walls, and what we need to do is build it so that there is a lava source here, or there can be lava source here and a lava source here, then 2 block gap. So we want our floor to be here. That was just me figuring out the dimensions. So build it that far down, and then at the floor level, right here, that's going to be a hopper, which will be collecting our drops for us, like that, and that goes into a chest, of course, or a sorting system, of course. You can do that also. And place a sign right here to block the water flow. Then get rid of the water blocks there, and put a sign right there with a lava block there, there, and there. So that's the killing chamber done, and the funneling system done. So now you need to go back to this giant floor you put in and remove it, except for, and this is kind of important, this block here, because that's the wall, not the floor. Alright, so I will once again do this with commands. I will say fill that, and then over on this end, fill to here. And once again, you need to make sure this is actually water as opposed to flowing water. And our guardians pop up, and it looks kind of funny. Squid will also go flying, kind of funny there too. And as you can see, they are all getting funneled over towards this corner where they're dying. Now, this is your killing chamber, and like I said before, it can be done differently. If you want one of those fancy enchantment table setups that you can get XP from, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. This works. But this is the killing chamber. Now, you can also see that those guardians are staying there for a moment. They'll all eventually realize that they need to be floating up and float up. See, those guys just did. And yeah, that's the farm done, basically. This isn't going to be quite as efficient as it would be if I was doing this on a server or single player world and I wanted to put a lot of work in, because this is not killing, this is not spawn proofed properly. You can see that well, you can't see, but there's probably several caves in which there are hostile mobs spawning and taking up the mob cap, and that's reducing the efficiency here. But it's still pretty good, and I can simulate my doing just that by giving myself a command block and setting it up to kill the mobs that would otherwise are adding to the mob cap. So kill at E. Now the command system has changed a little, so just to make sure that I'm not going to insta-spawn kill myself over and over again, which I did in one of my testing worlds, which was a pain because MC-Edit does not work in this snapshot. I'm going to do it in this inventory here. I'll write the command off camera because you don't care, and we'll see the result. So if you actually do care, that this is the command, just that, and now I'll turn it on to repeat, always active. And I also want to game rule, get rid of that. Alright, so this is the full efficiency farm, because this is killing everything that's not a guardian, a player, a squid, or an item, because squids cause a lot of lag if you're instantly killing them, and they don't contribute to the mob cap anyway, so who cares. So yeah, I mean that's quite a lot of guardians spawning there. And they're all funneling down into here. And in that time I've gotten, in the time it took me to write that command, I've gotten a fair amount of drops. Yeah, so that's that, really. If you want, it would make things more efficient if you expanded this killing chamber out across here. That way they wouldn't have to move as far. As well as you could part the water streams in the middle and have another killing stream or a killing area here. Both those things would add to the efficiency, of course, just because things would be moving less for a lower amount of time, and that always reduces the amount of time it takes for stuff to happen. And if we get rid of the guardians as quickly as possible, that means they can spawn quicker. Yeah, so that's really that. So I'm not sure if I explained that last bit there quite well enough, how to increase the efficiency. At least not how to do it well enough. So what I meant to say was, instead of having just this one corner that kills the mobs, and so you have to move mobs over there all the way across into this corner, if you expanded this bit out, this killing chamber out across there, so you had a whole line of those lava blocks, and you'd get rid of these water streams here, and you had hoppers under all of those lava blocks, and they all led to some chest, that would increase the efficiency of the farm. Similarly, if you parted the water streams in the middle so that they started there, one went that way, one went that way, and then copied that setup that I just described over onto this side, that would also increase the efficiency, even more than just doing that other one. Did you see that exact fly? What was that? Anyway, that's how you would increase the efficiency of this one if you cared enough to do so. But in any case, that's about that. As you can see, we are getting quite a fair bit of drops. This has only been maybe 3 or 4 minutes after I finished this setup, so that it actually started doing stuff. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comments section. I'm very happy to answer. If you have any questions about how to expand it, of course, that also falls under the category of questions, so you can ask those too. But that's about it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully it was at least helpful, even if you didn't enjoy it, even if I made you suffer through however many minutes of torture. Hopefully it was at least helpful. In any case though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.